It's recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay, go.
Hello there. My name is Lauren C, and this is Life with Me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, press that subscribe button and join the family. Today, we have a special guest, the amazing, the illustrious Phoebe.
Why is it so white? Wait, hold on.
It's your
We're like in heaven, yo.
So, if you guys don't know who Phoebe is, she is one of my dear friends in college, and she also has her own YouTube channel as well. It's called Films by Phoebe. Go ahead and give her a follow, you know. Yes, support.
Okay, we're back in heaven. We're back in heaven. I think I just got it, because there we go.
Okay. Let me pull this up a little bit. Okay. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys know, Valentine's Day is coming up. I don't know when this will be out, but as of right now, it's tomorrow. So, we decided to get together and kind of make a little video. It's like a Q&A that we made for ourselves. Like, we came up with the questions.
We both have very different approaches to romance. I'm a little chaotic with mine. Lauren's a little bit more practical and
not always
reasonable.
Not all the time.
You know, we both
had my
we're
moments.
both pretty hopeless romantics, but then I make a lot worse decisions. So I think maybe if we talk through, this, we could come to some compromise, help each other out a little bit.
We're just gonna have a conversation. Grab your teas, grab your, I don't know what that was. Grab your elixirs, your whatever you want to drink, and let's head into this video. So our first question is, what is your ideal first date? And I'll let Phoebe go first.
No.
You go first.
Why?
Mine is like so extra.
Okay. Lauren has a very detailed expectation, which I love. It's so precise. Me, on the other hand, my ideal first date is not a date. And let me just explain. I don't like to have blind dates, set up dates, something that's the first time that everything else one-on-one isn't defined, we both know it's a date. I like to just hang out, meet for coffee, when it's warm out, go for a walk, take pictures. I'm listing dates that I've been on. Maybe get food, I don't know, but we don't pay for each other, no, we drive ourselves, it's very platonic, but we're getting to know each other on a deeper, have a deep conversation, So platonic, but not really platonic. I just kind of a guessing game.
It's an unspoken,
yes.
I think you cute, but we ain't gonna go there.
But I don't get my pride hurt if it's not, and if I'm not interested, I don't have to worry about it afterwards. I am very struck by things that have meaning to both of us. So same with getting gifts. If someone gives me something extravagant, I'll be thankful, but I'll probably be much more grateful for something that's very tailored to me. If somebody got me a yacht for my birthday, I'd be wow, this
Who in college has the money for a yacht? That's definitely their parents.
I'm just saying, if somebody got me something that big, I'd be wow, this is incredible.
I would be heck yeah.
No. Well, we know.
You got more?
We know the difference. I would be even more impressed if somebody got me what is an example? If somebody found a rock that had it looked like it was shaped like a letter P. I'd be oh my god, you thought of me when you found this rock. Okay, that's a bad example. With that example of gifts, with a date, I feel after you've hung out as friends for a couple times, you know each other well enough that you can go on a date, if it's an actual date, that isn't awkward or weird or one of you is enjoying himself but the other isn't. Because you both know each other enough by that point that you're oh, I know you don't like fancy restaurants, or I know you do. All that to say, something meaningful. I literally explained it in the most roundabout way possible. Anyways,
well,
Lauren, what is your ideal date?
Okay, so my ideal date is very sappy. It's straight out of a freaking, I don't know, Jane Austen novel. Yeah, I've never been on a date before, just as a disclaimer, so this could be completely I I don't know. It's probably unrealistic, but like,
no, it's not. You just have high expectations, and most men can't meet them.
I kind of I sort out my first date ideas by the seasons. Okay, that's just how my mind works. So if
Literally,
it's
there's like folders in her brain, like
low-key.
It's like the first date folder, and you go in and there's like subfolders, and it's like spring, fall, winter, summer,
and then it had 50 degrees and higher. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But usually, I would if it's winter time, he picks me up. We drive around a little bit. We go get some food, or first we go to an event, go to a light show. We go to, I don't know, make snow angels, whatever wintry activity there is. And then after that we get dinner, and then after that we go stargazing, where it probably won't work in wintertime, obviously.
But no angels, stargazing.
But after we go eat dinner, we go I don't know, watch a movie, sit in the car. I like cute, my love language is quality time. So I personally would prefer to I prefer a conversation over a big, kind of what Phoebe said.
A movie, or it's just you have to make up for lack of depth in your personality with extravagance. That's where it
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first date basically idea. And it varies by the season. Our next question is, what are your thoughts on paying for the first date? Since we just talked about what, our first date idea would be. So personally, I'm slightly old-fashioned in the sense that I just grew up seeing in TV, and even my parents sometimes, usually the guy would pay first, for everything on the first date. But now, I know that I'm not gonna go out somewhere with a guy. I'm not gonna go there without money to pay for myself. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this earlier, but I'm not going to go and without money. But I will expect him to offer. You know what I mean? So if we go out and I'm oh yeah, I'm gonna order or whatever. He's oh, let me pay for it. Then I will be all right, you passed the test. That's all you had to do. But then we'll do the little back and forth thing. No, I'll pay for it. And if he lets me pay for it, it's fine. And when he does offer and I accept it, I'm not gonna buy a full meal. Okay.
This is where.
So
go ahead.
This is where me and Phoebe differ. If I start dating someone now and they're still in college, they're an undergrad, do you think that they have money like that? I don't want to take advantage of them offering to pay for me, so I'm definitely gonna get fries and water. That's probably what I would do if if we went to Chick-fil-A or something like that, because I don't want to be oh, you're paying? I'm gonna get the large size and the large fry and a smoothie and all these, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to do that. It just makes me uncomfortable. I feel like a burden. Yeah, it's guilty, which I shouldn't be, because if he's prepared to if he's asking me on a date, he should be prepared to pay for my
Especially if you
dinner.
offer to pay.
But I don't know.
If he offers to pay, he's gonna pay. And he didn't offer to pay for $5. He offered to pay. Order.
So what she's saying is, I'm gonna order the large size.
No, here's the thing. So this is where I'll get into that, and then I'll answer my general opinion on paying for the first date. So if somebody offers to pay for me, I am not I'm gonna get what I was gonna get before. So here's the thing though. I'm not gonna order intentionally the most expensive thing on the menu, because if you do that, all the power to you. Go off, it's not what can you do for misogyny, it's what misogyny can do for you. But I'm not gonna buy something super expensive. But I was just shocked when Lauren told me recently that she would just get fries and a drink. I was bro, he's not getting fries and a drink. I mean, why should you?
That's fair.
He's not getting and especially if you ordered and then they offered to pay, he heard what you were gonna get,
Yes, and that's all very logical.
And why would you starve yourself? For a man.
I would just eat when I get home.
And also the thing is, if it's Chick-fil-A, that's not, it's what, $10? He'll be fine, He's not paying for every meal every day. He's paying for this meal. My general opinions on paying for the first date, I feel like if somebody offers to pay, I'll probably do the same thing where I'm like, oh no, like it's okay, like I got it. And if they insist, I'll be like, that's fine. Like you're welcome to pay. I don't expect you to though. And honestly, like if they offer to pay, the next time I'd probably offer to pay.
It's like alternating.
Because I like it to be equal. Like when it comes to like buying my coffee or my food, I can do that. So I'm only going to depend on someone if I really need to depend on someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now that you phrase it that way, I probably agree. I think what the whole basis of this is that money is just a touchy subject.
It is.
Like,
it's true.
Nobody, like, whenever you bring up money or like paying, like you can feel like a palpable tension come up. So it's just like, because you don't mess with anybody's bag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's just like, it's hard. Next question is, okay, so how do you cope with being single in college during Valentine's Day?
Being not in a relationship near Valentine's Day is actually kind of can be fun. Because you're not like tied down to anyone. A lot of people will get really like antsy and like want to date or like want to like flirt with someone near Valentine's Day. So you might get a little I feel like you No, I'm just saying you might and be like, oh wow, and you don't have to like turn it away because you're single. You know, I honestly forgot it was Valentine's Day. I asked somebody to hang out with me on Sunday and did not realize until later that it was the 14th. And I was like, oh. Sorry, that was not my intention. Like, I literally. Oh, that was really weird.
Is it still recording?
Well, I turned it off, so it saved it, but like,
you
know.
No, it didn't. It did not save. However, I'm pretty sure my answer was something along the lines of spending time with friends and making myself intentionally busy around Valentine's Day. I used to say, try to stay away from social media if you don't have a boo thing. But let's be real, okay? We all still snoop around on and after Valentine's Day, longingly looking at couple posts. But you know, that's okay, because you can make your own post. And that's exactly what I did. It's harder to feel left out virtually if you are also active on social media. Join the fun.
How do you keep from feeling like a third wheel in... Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know, it's kind of sad.
You might be able to speak to this more because I feel like I have a lot more single friends. I don't have a lot of friends that are in relationships. I just don't really hang out with that many people that are dating. Like, I have some, but like, how do you deal with that?
Personally, the two friends that I like kind of like hung out with mostly, one of them had a boyfriend. Sometimes we would go like places together and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, I tried to avoid going with them because I just knew that it would be awkward. And I personally just did not want to be in that position to be, like, making myself feel worse because I knew that I wouldn't have what I see. I think just kind of having another person along you can kind of, like, have side conversations with is really helpful. Having more than just 3 of you is always the best way to go, especially if it's, like, not like two couples and you, like, unless it's like that, then but like if it's just a group of people who just so happen to be dating each other and then there's like a couple of outliers, I think that's the best situation. If not, then just don't go. Like if your friend wants you to come and be like, no, I need you to be like chaperone, which we're in 2021, that's the thing. I want you to be chaperone, or I want you for moral support. Like, girl, you got this. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna be on the bench because I don't want to be in that uncomfortable situation. And I think there's nothing wrong with telling your friend that at all.
Yeah.
So, what is a relationship deal breaker?
I have a lot. So do you want to go first?
Like, I got a whole reading encyclopedia. No, I don't have a super like strict like aesthetic sort of deal breaker thing. I don't have any deal breakers aesthetically.
Neither of us like go for really like
hyper attractive
Hemsworths. I'm small and frail, so I feel like if my significant other is frail, you know, I'm not like super like.
You just sounded like you came from like Little Women. Like,
no,
oh, she's so frail.
I'm not. You know, if my significant other is a bodybuilder, I kind of feel like I'm just like there for the
improper
ride.
fraction.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like,
it is a true like valid feeling. Like I personally I don't find people who are, this is not a deal breaker necessarily, but I don't find guys who are like excessively bulky. Like the ones that they have on like those TV shows where they're like lifting.
Honestly, it makes me nervous and unsafe.
Yeah, I just like, I don't, because if his like personal struggle is like anger or something, what if, you know, like, I'm just.
Which is, they usually go hand in hand for some reason.
I'm not necessarily afraid, but I also just don't like find it like that bulbousness, like super, not bulbous, but like, you know, I don't find that like bulbous, that like toned, yeah, a little muscle, yeah, have at it. But like, for the most part, you know, it's just not, I understand. Personally, a deal breaker for me would be if he is not aligned with me politically. I have been pretty vocal on like social media and stuff like that about me being very liberal, and very open-minded and just very, I don't know.
Open-minded isn't politics.
Yeah,
it's
not. It's
just
just like, yeah. But I've been very like, just understanding of like marginalized groups and just the way America works and how it should not be working the way it is.
It's not like every specific has to line up. I think we're the same, but like
Yeah.
the main things, like how marginalized communities should be treated, whether that be like, you know, race, gender, sexuality, like any of those things, or
Human, like healthcare,
yeah,
like how I know
just
a
like
lot
how
of people,
humans should be
how
treated.
humans should be treated, and just like the whole hierarchy that we have right now as far as like the rich not being taxed their due share, like, you know, stuff like that. Other micro things are not that big of a deal to me, but I do think that it would be a deal breaker if my future boyfriend did not support like Black Lives Matter. I mean, not necessarily the organization, but like if he doesn't believe that my life matters, I don't want it.
Like, should be obvious.
It should be like, you know, it should be like a basic requirement to dating me. But like, you know, ideologically, we have to be at least on the same page. We can have debate. Like, I don't want him to be completely in agreement with me because like
obviously you're not
it's
the same
fun to
person.
debate and it's fun to like, you know,
Philosophize.
broaden. We made it work. Philosophize. Mental stimulation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be like my main deal breaker. Also, as far as the denominations, he doesn't have to, his title does not have to be Christian. But
it's like the morals, the morality that comes along with your religion, you would like your significant other to be in line with.
Yes. Because especially if like down the line, if we get married and have kids, like if he's not if he's like an atheist, or if he's like someone who does not have a relationship with God and doesn't understand, if he doesn't have that like
Basic,
connect, that
just like
that,
the basic structure of morality that you do.
then no, like it's not gonna work. So those are my only two deal breakers.
That's just practical. Everybody has their different religion and worldview, but like obviously people who have similar worldviews probably will have a more successful relationship with each other because you agree on things that are very vital and important to your existence. Yeah, I've grown up in a religious household, so like a lot of mine I feel like stem from that, but then they're secular like requirements as well, you know, because it's like I think that definitely on top is honesty, because I just had so many like dishonest like experiences. I just
lying and cheating.
Honesty and like everything is very important to me, even if it's just like how you feel, you know, because it's not even like, oh, you lied that you like went to hang out with this person or hung out with this girl. It's not just like cheating. If we're honest with each other about, for instance, I don't want to go back to that restaurant, or like I don't like it when you call me that name, or like pet name, or pet name, or like no one can read minds. So like honesty is like very important. Don't pretend to like be okay with like things when you're not. You'll be much happier on a deeper, like just elevated level with honesty. You know, so I feel like that's my number one. Can you think of any other like basic ones? So I'll probably agree with you say.
Yeah.
I think that's just the first
just
thing
like
in my mind, honestly.
Also like being like someone who belittles my not achievements, but like the things that I do. I had a conversation with someone the other day. I didn't ask at all about this, but we had a whole like almost 30-minute conversation, and he basically was saying like journalism is not a hard major. Like I'm in journalism, by the way, which you guys I think know, but like
it doesn't first of all, it doesn't even matter. Journalism, even if it was an easy major, why would you say that?
It's
like
college, nothing's easy.
No, even if somebody's like profession or like whatever they do like is easy, like there's no reason for you to just be like, what you do is easy, what I do is hard, I work harder than you, blah blah blah. Especially something that somebody loves. Like, you love journalism, so why? Sorry, I'm getting mad because I wasn't there and I just hear about these things and I don't have the option to like stand up for my friend because I wasn't there. So I'm like, it's on site. It's on site. It's on site. What was his point? Like, what was his goal to like tell you that he thought that you didn't work hard?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, if I ever get in a relationship with a guy and he makes snide remarks or comments about my profession, especially if we ever end up getting married, which I wouldn't let it get that far. But if we end up getting married and I'm working like freelance or something and he's like got like a whole like 6-figure 9-to-5 job and he's like, oh, like you don't really contribute to like the family or anything like that, or like you're just doing this, like as if it's not my whole like job.
Okay, then find someone else. Okay? If you want to date someone that works a 9 to 5, why are you dating me? Goodbye.
Right.
I have
Yes.
You're holding up the line.
Okay, so my last question is, what do you value in a significant other? You can go.
This is a good, like, happy one to end on.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go first because I can't think of
Well,
specific.
I'll just say like list my 5 like criteria that my guy has to be, I guess. So loyal, good sense of humor, is patient because I can be a lot sometimes. Like I have a lot of like emotional baggage and also just like I also have diagnosed anxiety as well. So it's just like I do have a tendency to be like, okay, stop, like leave me alone. Like, you know, like I gotta process this, you know. Sometimes if I'm feeling really stressed, I have a very loaded personality, and so
Which I love.
thank you. I definitely would need someone who'd be patient enough to kind of like take me off the ledge and be like, no, you're fine, like calm, you're fine, like breathe, like have breathing moments with, and also just someone who like can see when they're wrong and will actually admit it and not do it in like not do it in a reluctant way. If a guy says like, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, me too.
Electric chair. No,
Me
too. It's just like, it's literally like, it's so rare to find a guy who is willing to point out their own mistakes and recognize that wholeheartedly and work on fixing them. And
that should be in all people's things.
it should, yeah, I've had to do this too, working on being more emotionally aware and realizing, hey, this person may not be able to handle you telling them about your anxiety attack. Like, maybe you should, like, you know,
not your problem.
Word it differently, you know, at least word it differently and be like, hey, they might not have the emotional capacity. So you have to, like, kind of work on not just expecting them to. But once they get to a certain point, I feel like they should. Most people should have the ability to process emotions, not all the same way because people process them differently.
Yeah.
But I feel like particularly in a guy and a potential partner, I would want them to have a really good sense of emotional intelligence and just be able to express themselves. Because I love talking about like deep subjects and like what are you feeling? Like what do you think of when you're uplifted? Existential, basically, because it's just like, I don't know. I want to know the
what are your
innards of
shower
people.
thoughts?
I know. I want to know these deep things because I am a very deep person, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like I'll segue off of that. Like I also value emotional intelligence, and I think specifically things like kindness and, like I said before, honesty, kindness, patience, the fruits of the spirit, if you will. Honestly, like I could like go on and like talk like this forever, but like we would literally have like an hours long video. So we'll cut it off here because
Yes.
But I would love to make this a series. Even if we do so on my channel too, because I would love to have some wine talks. Yeah, if you want to subscribe, you can. I haven't uploaded anything in a year, so
Yes. It's got really good stuff. If you are
I'm
like
gonna
a
go watch
film,
my old videos.
I think there's a certain youthful joviality to your videos because it's very raw, very natural, and very fun.
Thanks. I hope that's true.
If you like this video, please physically like it down below.
Please physically like it.
Physically like it. Don't just be like, oh, I like this and click off. Like, what are you doing?
Give her that like.
Yeah, boost the algorithm.
You see the phone down there? It's not hard. Go. It's not hard. Go.
Our outro didn't save, but if you made it this far, you might as well like and subscribe. It's only logical. Okay, bye!